Okay, let's make some garlic butter steaks. I'm also going to do some vegetables, some sauteed vegetables to go along with it. So let's get started. We have the preheated griddle that is on medium. You don't want it too high and you don't want it too low. So medium is a good temperature, but you need to adjust for what your griddle is like. Every griddle is different. So I have a greased griddle here. Not too bad. If you need to put a little bit more, we have olive oil in the bottle. You can use whatever oil that you like. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the griddle here, swoosh it around. So you can do your steak of your choice. So you're not limited by just, just a New York strip or a, T-bone or whatever kind of steak. I mean, I'm going to grab the seasonings here. And that's with the seasonings too. So you can do this with any kind of steaks. It's just a method of cooking it on the griddle and using your own type of seasonings. You need to use the seasonings that you like. Our family likes the Morton's Nature seasonings for our pepper. So you're going to sprinkle a little on the top. You're going to sprinkle, I like the Lowry seasoned salt for our steaks. So I'm going to use a separate pair of tongs. The griddle is greased, it's preheated. So we're just going to place this on here. We have a Denver steak and a ribeye steak here that I have. We actually get our meat, we buy a whole cow or like a half a cow at a time. And so this is just our fresh meat that we have from the freezer that I unthawed. And so then you're going to season this side of it also. Just a nice layer. You don't want too much. And you can use any type of seasoning. My daughter likes the garlic seasoning. And I'm going to show you how to make a garlic butter steak. So we're going to cook it, and then I'm going to I have the made up already, the garlic butter. And so basically this is just softened butter. So I will give this recipe to you. It will be provided. So it's just softened butter along with some sliced, like thinly diced basil. And you can use any type of fresh seasonings, any dry seasonings in it. And I have some garlic. And then I also have some seasoning, like salt and pepper seasoning in there. So this, once we flip it, we're going to put the garlic butter on top of it. And it's going to really make the steaks nice and juicy. So on this side, I'm going to cook some vegetables. And let's see. Actually, I parboiled some green beans and some Brussels sprouts. This is one of my daughter likes these, so I just parboiled each of these, and then I cut this in half. So I'm going to use the garlic parmesan olive oil in this. So you can do whatever, do your oil. This has just got a little flavoring to it, and I can smell the garlicness of it. So I'm going to do the beans on one side, and I am going to do the Brussels sprouts on another. So, and you're just basically sauteing these up. And you can do any vegetables or any type of side that you want along with your steak. So, and if you need to add a little bit more, you can add a little bit more oil on the top of it. So we're just going to let this cook a little bit. One thing with the steaks, don't keep flipping and flipping and flipping them. Let them cook for a few minutes, depending on the thickness of your steak. You want it to be nice and golden brown, and but you don't want it to be overdone. So you got to figure out how you want your steak. Do you want it rare? Do you want it medium rare? Do you want it well done? So then you just need to cook it accordingly. So, ooh, it's looking pretty good. I think we're gonna flip it. So nice golden brown color. Nice golden brown color on that one. And so now we're going to add the garlic butter. So you can maybe add a couple pats on this. Just like that. And it's going to melt, and it's just going to ooze and goose right into the steak and just make it nice and super tender. So with this garlic butter, I actually make up several of these, like little pats like this, and throw them in the refrigerator. And then I'll just take, once they're hardened up, then I'll just take and throw them in a Ziploc baggie and have them in the freezer. And then I don't have to make them every single time I cook. I have them made up, and whenever I need it, I just pull out of the freezer and just put a little pat. But you can also, if you don't want to make your own, you can also buy the little tubs of the garlic butter herb seasonings in your butter aisle. If you look, they have little tubs of them, and you can use that instead of this. So we're gonna season. I'm just gonna use some salt and pepper here. And a little bit of salt. And you want, the green beans probably aren't going to take a whole lot. Flip them. Yeah, they're nice and golden brown there. The green beans aren't going to take a whole lot to cook them. Just going to saute, just flip them a little bit. Use your griddle spatula. That's what's nice about these griddle spatulas. And kind of do a single layer so that you can get the crispiness of the griddle on the green beans. Looks like the Brussels sprouts. Ooh, look at the color we have with the Brussels sprouts. So you just want to get them in a single layer there so that they can cook. And as far as the Brussels sprouts, when you do it, if you want a little like crispiness, crunchiness to it when you bite into it, you might not want to parboil it. You might want to just leave it and then just cook it nice and good on the griddle, and the outside will be nice and crunchy, and the inside, or the outside will be nice and browned and softer, and then the inside will be crunchier. But if you like just a soft Brussels sprout, then you're going to want to parboil it a little bit, because it does take a little bit to cook them. And with these, you might have to flip. Like some of these are being stubborn and not wanting to flip here. So, and now you can see the steak, see the butters melting down and going around the steak and cooking it. That's exactly what you want. So you have to decide how you want your steak. So that right there is probably like medium rare-ish. You can still see some color along the side here. This one is probably about the same, medium rare-ish. So you just need to decide how you want it. So I want mine medium rare, medium, kind of medium. So I'm going to let mine cook just a little bit longer, and then I'm going to pull it off. And that's pretty much how simple it is to cook a steak on the griddle. Especially the garlic butter steak are super, super good and super easy to make. And like these two, you can always use some of your garlic butter, some of your seasoning on there if you would like. I'm just going to add just a little bit in it just to add flavor. I'm going to kind of split up my Brussels sprouts. Kind of flip a few of these because they're not... Some of them are nice and golden brown color. Exactly what you want. No, we want to leave that like that. Ooh, look how gorgeous that looks. So, and you can just tell by just kind of poking it and looking at it to see how done your steak is. Yeah, I'm going to pull these because I don't want them too done. Let's see. There we go. Look how gorgeous those steaks look. Nice color on them. You can see that there is the blood coming through it, which is what I want. I don't like mine like well done or like even medium well. I don't like my steak like that. I like mine rare. Between rare and medium is okay for me. So this is how simple it is. It's not too complicated to make an awesome griddle steak, and just a few tips and there you go. So let's work on our vegetables. And I am going to pull these green beans because these green beans look pretty good. I don't want them too done. They got a nice color to them. Look how nice those green beans turned out. Really, really gorgeous color on there. Okay. So let's work on the Brussels sprouts. I'm not a huge Brussels sprout fan. The Brussels sprouts are for my daughter. She really likes the Brussels sprouts. And so I'm just going to experiment a little bit. I'm going to do this. I have some homemade maple syrup from my nephew, Alex. Gave us some homemade syrup here. So I'm just going to put a little bit on this side. And we're going to do just the maple Brussels sprouts. And then this side, I'm going to just add a little bit of lemon juice. I got fresh lemons here. So I'm just going to squeeze some lemon juice on there, just like that. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Parmesan. I got some shredded Parmesan cheese here that I had in the refrigerator. I was looking through to see what I have. So we're going to just take a little bit, sprinkle on here, and then I'm going to save the rest for when they're on the plate. I'm going to save a little bit of cheese there. Those look really good, have nice color. Get a little bit of the maple syrup. And I'm actually going to pull these. You don't want them to get too done. You don't want the maple syrup to burn. There's that. And then we're just going to toss these a little bit. Cheese is kind of melty there. Getting a little bit crispy. I think I'm just going to pull these too. Put them on this side. And there you go. There's some maple syrup Brussels sprouts and some Parmesan Brussels sprouts. And let's add a little bit. We're going to add the rest of the Parmesan cheese. Just sprinkle over the top there. And there you go. Along with your steaks, and you want to make sure you let your steaks rest. So good 5 minutes, let the steaks rest. Don't cut into them right away. So a good rule of thumb is at least 5 minutes, and then you can cut into it. So I hope you enjoyed this butter steaks, and come back for the next recipe.